Alright, cool. I'm recording on my end. Alright, Jeremiah. So, two positives is one, this call won't actually be that long. The more I, coach people in the current market, the more I understand their issue. So, like I told you earlier, the point of this assignment, the point of having you go out and create 15 bundles, is to expand your mind, right? I have a student currently who he can't seem to wrap his mind around how easy it is to pick products that people want, right? We shouldn't have that issue, especially in licensing. And since we're going with licensing, the second piece of good news is that if you're willing, I can fast forward the process a bit so we get to less of the spend nights droning over products and more of the design, development, and then ads. It's something I present to all my students, so it's just something I want to make you aware of. It's not ready yet, which is why I'm not going into too much detail on that front. No additional cost or anything, just something that will let my team work a little bit more efficiently in this process. You with me so far?
Yeah, I'm with you. So, can you hear me good?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying you want to fast forward is what you're saying?
I just want to kick it up a notch, and all that entails really is us doing the bulk of the work and then sending it to you in more of a training format versus a live format. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. I'm finding out that people have more complicated schedules. Not just you, other people have clients' appointments and things too. Yeah. So to smooth, no, you're fine. But just to smooth the process too, I make sure that we're still on track for our 4-week deadline. It's something I'm looking into. So when it's ready before Sunday, I'll give you a little bit more information, and you could review that when you have the moment. Okay. So let's continue with this call, right? How many bundles did you end up creating?
Okay, so I created with actual written down products.
Mm-hmm.
I have five bundles.
Okay.
And then I have bundle titles. That doesn't make sense. I have bundles, the bundles, but I don't have them written down. I know in my head what I would put in those bundles, if that makes sense.
That's fine. Yeah, that makes sense. Honestly, that's how I do the majority of my research until I'm ready to actually act on an idea. Then I write it down. Go ahead.
So I mean, like I was telling you through the messenger, there's so many ways you could do this, and then even in the bundles, there's so many different types of products. For instance, if you were to do man cave bundle or a bar bundle,
mm-hmm.
you could have a vintage type product, or you could have a more modern type product. You know what I mean? It's
right.
There's different types of flags. There's the flag you put in the ground. There's the flag you hang up outside.
Mm-hmm.
There's the flag you put on your wall. So
right.
It's
yeah. So if we're looking at product synergy and especially licensing, there are almost infinite possibilities of what we can make into bundles. So here's what I'm going to have you do on this call, right? This call is where we start to add a bit of structure and look at, in your case, the bundles, these products, with kind of a long-term focus, right? So on this call, we'll probably be eliminating 3 out of your 5 bundles, depending on if the bundles you have in your head, if they have long-term potential, then we consider those as well. But for the ones you've prepared, the 5, we'll go through those first. So what you'll be doing, right, is you're going to have 3 minutes to essentially pitch me the bundle, okay? Now, you're not pitching this to me as if I'm an investor looking to invest in your business. You're simply pitching me this as if I were your ideal client, okay? So let's say if I had, for whatever reason, an umbrella bundle then you would pitch me as if a family of four sitting outside on the curb in the rain, right? Like really push me on the benefits of your product, both in one my current circumstances, right? So, for example, an example of the current benefit of a product would say, let's say you want to do a bedroom bundle, right? Because it's funny you mentioned that idea. That's the idea that I would have proceeded with if family and personal shit didn't come up. But let's say we wanted to do a bedroom bundle, right? As a marketer, that's a good option. It's a good idea because one, it has long-term potential, right? The whole home decor slash home interior slash interior decorating, that's not going anywhere, right? The fan base, the solid fan base of the teams that we would be promoting, whether we start with MLB, NHL, NBA, whatever team we choose to start with, the long-term, let's say. So they have what's called, or what I call at least, a refreshing fan base, right? A refreshing base where each year there's a new generation of quote unquote loyal fans being brought up for NFL teams or stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
The whole my father was an Eagles fan and now I'm an Eagles fan and now we swear by the Eagles, right? Those types of lineages, those types of connections is where we can best insert ourselves when we have something like licensed products, right, and licensed material. So from that front, it's a good angle as well, right? So we have the long-term relevance because interior design, people actually liking bed sheets and stuff like that, that's not going anywhere. We have the continued, I guess, I don't want to say the new market. We have a continued market. It's a refreshing market. The market's ever growing, right? And then the only piece we're missing, the only piece now, is the angle, right? So why our bedding bundle versus XYZ's bundle, right? Or why our vintage box versus XYZ's box? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so when you're presenting these bundles to me, those are pretty much the top three things that we're going to keep in mind, right? It is essential that and this is meant to be on the spot, so if you feel, prepared or nervous, it's fine. It's not a test or anything. This is just meant to, I was meant to do a couple of things. One's meant to stimulate, I don't say the muscles, I guess let's say stimulate the muscles we use when we're working on ad creatives, right? Ad creatives, the way that we plan out our branding, the way that we build our site has a direct relationship to how we build our landing page and how we build out our ad creatives. For example, when I launched my subscription box, right, the nerd niche, the geek niche, however you want to call it, then what my relevance was, I went after Deadpool, obviously. What my everlasting thing was I was like, oh, Deadpool 1 did wonderful. Deadpool 2 gonna come out, great, gonna launch on that too. And then what my angle was hey, look, all these exclusives in one place, right? So individually my product sold, and then together as a bundle my product had the appeal of one, containing exclusives you couldn't get anywhere else, and then two, obviously, just the massive amount of shit I put in. And then lastly, there's the product synergy, right? So each product individually has its own appeal. So for us, we're focused, it's a mix of a focus when we're promoting bundles, right? Because we want to draw attention to the individual perks of the product, but we don't want to oversell one so much so that it offsets the perceived value of the bundle. Okay? So just that's just kind of the light we're looking at when we look at these products in a long-term view. Go ahead.
So the thing is, in the first call, you were talking about in the bundle, there's like two or three like big, I guess more valuable things.
Go ahead.
And then, more of the eye catchers, more of the things that the customers really want.
Right.
But then the rest is just kind of like fluff.
It's the filler there. It's stuff there exactly. To right. Go ahead.
So for these bundles, I didn't really. I just listed like a bunch of different things. That's
fine. These bundles serve as a base, so these aren't our refined ideas. these are just things that we would think go well together. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
So that picture I sent you today was like the house I was doing. I just thought that was funny, you know.
Oh, is that the house you were shooting? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
much
the house I was
pretty much
shooting.
spot on, right? Like that's.
They had like besides what you saw in the picture, they had
Mhm.
just like a bunch of stickers on the walls, you know, and
Right.
everything was jets.
Yeah. Now imagine that. Imagine how much that cost them, and then multiply that by all the rabid Jets fans out there. That's what we're looking at getting in front of. Okay.
And the thing is about, it's kind of interesting that you brought up that rooms. It's because you could add multiple things besides just your basic things. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like you could like add like stuff that you can put in your basement. A kid may want in his room as well. You know,
Right.
like I said, a clock or like if they have a desk, like stuff to put on a desk. You know,
Mhm.
it's just you could make it
Yeah, you could really take advantage of this group mentality, this more value here versus individual products elsewhere. But it's essential, just getting started. While it's great having a lot of ideas, we still have to look at all of them in the same light, right? In that, okay, well, there's potential over here, but here's the shortcomings, right? Here's X, Y, Z, which is partly why the other call took so long, because he had a lot of great ideas, but not a lot of foresight, let's say. So we had to kind of go through and say, well, this isn't a good idea because X, Y, Z, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's what we're doing today. So it's fine you don't have the final perfected, wonderful final product. That's what we're heading towards on this call, and then next call Monday when we kick off the design element.
Okay, cool.
So whenever you're ready to sell me, I'm going to stop talking. Just take me through your first product, and we'll take it from there.
Okay.
Trust me, that's perfectly acceptable. Literally. So right now, I'm working with a client working on the video aspect of his product, right? And his whole product, this whole thing, it's a security camera, right? It's not particularly special in the world of security cameras. It's in line with what's on the market, okay? But his branding is solid, and his video is solid. His front and the engagement piece is pretty decent, I'd say. So he makes sales, right? And here's all we're doing. Here's all we're doing. All we're doing is we're showing a video of people breaking into a house. That's it. That's it. That's the whole thing. So, and again, when I say you have an advantage, it's not me buttering you up. Most of my trouble in boot camp is unteaching marketers all the limited types of thinking that we've grown accustomed to because we've been taught a certain way. So
But trust me, I still do have it. Maybe it's not in marketing, but I do have limited beliefs. I guess it's more of my mindset and confidence, I guess.
Right.
But you'll help me with that too.
Okay.
Okay, so ironically, so I don't need like
What's up?
actual teams, right?
No, you don't need to tell me. Yeah,
Okay.
this is the Baltimore Ravens bundle. You don't need to,
Yeah, exactly. Because they have
we'd be here all night. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so we have shower curtain keeps the water from getting out of the shower onto the floor.
Okay.
Then we
Actually,
have,
excuse me,
yeah.
Jeremiah. Let me interrupt you.
Okay.
I had a good idea with your bundle specifically. All right, so you have the bathroom bundle, right? So tell me your products in the bathroom bundle.
Okay, so we have a shower curtain, shower curtain rings, like to put up the shower curtain. They actually had team rings.
Oh yeah, I've seen them. Go ahead.
Floor mats, floor mats. If any water does get on the floor, it helps you not to slip. Bath set, so like toothbrush holder, waste basket, lotion, soap pump, and then a tumbler.
Okay.
So that's what I have.
Right.
And then a bath towel, of course.
All right, so let's cut it there. Right, that's our first bundle. It's the bathroom bundle, and we pretty much have most of the default products you would find in, well, pretty much in any bathroom. Okay.
Yep.
So let's pause and let's take a look at this product in the long-term light, right? What are some instances that you could see yourself promoting a bathroom bundle in? I'll start it off, right? When I looked at the Northwest and when I saw the availability of products to me, I said immediately, oh, cool. If I were to do something like a home decor bundle, right, or a bundle where I'm outfitting a certain room or a specific room, one of my major targets would be not this time, about 2-ish months from now when the back to school hype starts getting, well, at the peak, at the crescent of its hype, right? So students going to new colleges, right? People moving up to grade schools, all that wonderful stuff. Oh, I got a new apartment. All of that, all of these, let's call them life changes, right? Life changes or state changes, things that are almost guaranteed every year. In the same way we have a continually expanding audience for the teams and for the fans, right? We have a continually expanding, I guess we could say the same thing, it's the same expanding audience, right? But we have an expanding audience consistently that we know, hey, they're going to be looking for new, let's say in this case, bedding or new toiletries for their bathroom when at this point it's a life event. Oh, getting ready to go to college, or, oh, hey, moving, or just even, I don't want to say travel, because travel's us being optimistic about it. While it's relevant to travel, yeah, it won't be primarily travel, but even if we dedicate a small part of the budget to travel, I'm sure we'll see returns. So in this case, yes, even travel, right? That's how we paint relevance of a particular bundle. Do you follow that?
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally just, oh, okay, cool, here's relevance of my customer's life. Oh, wonderful, they're going to get value out of this for years to come, or months to come, or weeks to come. Perfect. Now we have a plausible idea, right? So that's essentially how we would do the research and start vetting out good ideas. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So that would be my example of how I would make the bathroom bundle relevant. What are some ideas that you would have to promote this bathroom bundle? And it doesn't have to be that specific. I've had a while to think about that, so you don't have to have a master plan. It just general marketplaces where you could see this type of product having success, right?
I mean, man. Just trying to think.
Simple but complex, huh?
Yeah, so you're asking me how I can make it relevant?
Yeah. Because here, otherwise, right, if we didn't offer such a deal or such an exclusive, we're targeting people at the right time, when they're looking for, let's say, new bedding, new all that other home decor type stuff. Like I said, the life event, when people move every year or upgrade every year, if we don't place ourselves in front of relevant events like that, then we're doing ourselves a disservice, right? Times like that, times where our customers are, that's our optimal customer, both time and range, right? In this case, and this is a hypothetical, I should say, I'm not giving you the god-all thing to marketing. This is me planning out the brand, right? So in this case, if I wanted to be relevant to people who need toiletries or absolutely need new bathroom stuff, then yeah, I want to target people who are just moving, people who are either in the market, people I know are moving because of life events, because of age. Oh, hey, targeting people, let's say 17 through 19 for that engagement element, right? For that, okay, these are people who my product will be relevant to in the near future, so I start building up an engagement audience, and then, the whole retargeting thing. That's the mindset. So while it's a good idea to have bundles, and while, finding bundles are kind of easy, and they're easy to put together because mostly they're just common sense, right? It's stuff that normally go together. The actual selling bit, the bit of it that takes a little bit more planning and I don't want to say intuition, but foresight than, you know, just putting together products that match. That's the part we have to be aware of during research, because what we don't want to do, okay, what we don't want to do is put ourselves into a box where on the front end the bundle could make a lot of sense, right? Like I don't know, Super Bowl tickets and also World Cup tickets and also like a gold bar, right? Like that bundle makes a ton of sense. Like you'd probably sell out, but who do we target for that, right? Is the question. How do we make ourselves relevant to our ideal customer base, right? So it's more about than just putting items that work together. You following me?
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay,
it's
cool.
It's just it's hard for me to come out on the spot with something like that, you know.
Not a problem. That's the purpose of this too, right? Is what I like to focus on when people bring results back to me is, all right, what'd you do right, what'd you do wrong, and then what didn't you consider, okay? Because generally speaking, those are going to be the things that shoot you in the foot, right? Is, all right, well, what haven't I thought of? So this is specifically an exercise designed to get you to think of the things you normally wouldn't think of.
Right.
Okay.
And it's like for like the bathroom set,
Mm-hmm.
like that pretty much breaks it down right there. I don't know another angle I could take at it, except, you know, just when you're a kid,
Right.
I guess your kid, you know, is use the stuff long enough, you know, wore out the mats and the everything got like super dirty that you don't want it anymore. Then it's time to get new ones.
Yep. So then let's take it a step further, right? Let's take it to the next step. So if we have what we think is a plausible idea, and we're saying, okay, I think I know my market is, I got a relatively good angle, then realistically the question is, can I sell this product year round, right? Can I continue to move this product realistically speaking, without expecting to see a lot of sales drop off, right? And that in itself is a combination of understanding your market, okay? So, hey, are people actually in the market for, let's say, full bathroom bundles, full bathroom sets? And if they're not, then it's either one, because somebody tried it and failed, then more people tried it and failed, or two, there's a gap in the market, right? So at that point, at the last step of the research is where we determine, okay, well, if, you know, there's either a history of people promoting it or not a history of people promoting it, what do I want to do with this product, right? Obviously, if there's not a history of people promoting it, wonderful opportunity, good chance to get in, but there's not really anybody for you to look at as the standard and say, oh, okay, this is how they successfully sell their, let's say, bathroom bundles, right? Mm-hmm. So that is kind of where we take the product research steps, right? Is we understand we have to get in long term, so we put products together, right? And this is not specifically for the bundle, this is for any product, I'm just tailoring it to the bundle. So we put the products together, right? And then we consider, right, what are the goods of this product, where is it relevant, fine. What did I not consider, right? Can I really advertise this product year round? And then lastly, what are the bads, right? Not a lot of bads when it comes to bathroom toiletries, right? Not a lot of danger, no electricity things we have to worry about, no health issues that I believe there shouldn't be any health issues. I mean, maybe, you know, 1 out of every million people might be allergic to the bathroom thing, but that's why we have descriptions, right? And so we say, okay, cool, plausible product, let's put it on the list, right? The list in this case is my hypothetical list of products that we could use moving forward. Okay. All right. So does that first example kind of make sense? Is there anything you think I missed?
Yeah,
or
yeah, that makes
okay.
sense. Now I don't know if this is like limited belief.
Go ahead.
But for buying this type of stuff, like for instance a bathroom set or a bedroom set, are adults buying it? Do you think adults are buying this stuff?
So adults? Oh, absolutely. I don't see why not. We had, so one of my best sellers, right, not for subscription boxes, they're not even a license seller, but it was geared to sports fans, is we did full wall murals. So I had a wide format printer, right? It was a HPZ 5400 we brought to print canvases on. And we used it to print full scale vinyl. So like, what was it, 6.5 feet by I think 2.5 foot panels essentially. And all it did was it would cover their wall with the picture of the stadium. That's it. That's all. And we made a killing on them. That's it. It's literally that, right? Where it's people buying them. It's literally, do they want it?
Like
Go ahead.
Comforter, like a Cowboys comforter. Like,
Oh, are adults buying Cowboys comforter? Absolutely.
okay.
Because here's the thing, right? Is while we consider the life events, okay, we do not consider the givens, right? The space where we could say, oh, hey, it's Black Friday. I'm sure Cowboys fans are looking for something to buy, right? Or it's Thanksgiving. Oh, wonderful special edition Steelers, whatever, date night bundle, wine glasses, or you get what I'm saying, whatever you'd like to put in for that special occasion, right? We're not considering all of the other hypey, let's say, holidays that brands make use of. And in this case, the Super Bowl, I'm not going to count that as one of them. It's not really a holiday, but trust me, sell NFL stuff to a Super Bowl winner, oh my goodness, right? But
Yeah.
stuff like that, right? Like, oh, let's say the Patriots won. The Patriots still a football team. They won the Super Bowl this year. I guess it'll be next year, 2019. Next day, limited edition Patriots bundle, right? And then you go onto the Northwest and you get a limited edition blanket. You go onto another site you find, you get like let's say a bobblehead for argument's sake, right? Then that's your bundle. Then you promote that because there's hype and there's wonderful news surrounding the team and stuff like that, right? We're not counting that. We're literally just counting relevance, because if it's relevant to a person, then we're not really worried about their age, right? It is, oh, cool, have they seen it? And if they've seen it, then that's enough for us, right? Because after we get that initial click, after we get that initial look, we let our sales process do the rest. And in this case, it's the process of retargeting, ad funneling, and email follow-up. But generally speaking, we would not discriminate based on age unless, within reason. I'm not going to promote a BMW to 17-year-old kids. Chances are they're not going to buy that, right? Okay, stuff like that, right? Yeah. So let's talk about the second bundle.
Okay, so the second bundle is a car bundle.
Okay.
I have a steering wheel cover, floor mats, car seat cover, and then sticker or decals for the outside of the car, and then I saw also like a car flag.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for car flags, I don't see a lot of those when I'm driving around.
Not anymore, right? They used to be a thing. They used to be super popular. Yeah.
They're more of a thing like during like game day, in my opinion.
Right.
So I put that last. But yeah. So you got the steering wheel cover. Keep your hands warm during the winter. And also, I guess, the leather steering wheels aren't so hot because you got the cover on.
Right.
You got the team floor mats to keep your car floor from the actual car floor getting dirty. You can easily take the mats out, fill the dirt off, put them back in. Car seat cover keeps any food or you getting anything on your car seats if you want to keep them nice and clean.
Right.
Sticker decals.
You would be surprised how many grown adults have issues with this. I kid you not. But go ahead.
I get my car seats dirty all the time. And the sticker decal, to represent your team.
Right. So now what we're looking at, right, in terms of, break it down for me, right? What's the good about this bundle? Where do we see this bundle inserting itself into our customers' lives?
Basically
to show pride, right? Yeah, to be like,
show pride and to keep your car clean in a way.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
to show, pride.
Go ahead.
And show your fan and how big of a fan you are.
Right. So let's look at long term, right? Let's take this bundle. Let's put it into a long term perspective. Uh, because at the core, right, if we were to go with this bundle right now for a long term project for, let's say shot in the dark's not the one shot, halftime shot, half court shot, whatever. At the buzzer, there we go. At the buzzer shot. Let's look at it in the long term lane, right? So, in itself, team pride, being proud to be a part of. Oh my God, I'm so happy. My team won. I'm so happy to be a fan or live in the state or whatever. A good thing. Yes, a great thing. Absolutely, right? But it's not something to cater to in advertising unless your main goal is engagement, okay? And you'll see what I mean by that when we start talking about ads for the brand. But let's put it in perspective, right? So for the bathroom bundle, there's a functional use. There is, let's say, immediate gratification because you buy it. Let's say the towels you got from Bed Bath & Beyond have holes in them. You have neighbors coming over. You buy the bundle because you want to impress your neighbors, or you want to impress your aunt or whoever's staying in the guest room, right? So you buy that. Great, get it, wonderful. They come over. Oh my God, I love your, let's say, Ravens shower curtain and 16 or 49ers toothbrush or whatever they have. Right? So wonderful. So what happens? That's one, immediate gratification. Okay, so one, when they get the product, fine, immediate use, put it up, last however long it lasts, and then two, it's continued relevance. Right? So they buy that product specifically to. Well, the bathroom bundle is going to be interesting because really it's an opportunistic buy versus a functional buy, right? You don't buy the bathroom shower because shower curtains are hard to come by. You buy the bathroom shower because it's available and matches up with your current situation. In our case, people who are, getting ready to move, having just moved in, or people who are expecting kids, right? Another life event. I'm an Eagles fan. My kid's definitely going to be an Eagles fan, so I'm going to paint all the room in blue Eagle stuff or pink Eagle stuff or whatever the case is, right? Yeah. And then we go from there. So even in that, right? Even if we're looking at the bathroom or the home decor aspect, we can add in now expecting mothers and young mothers and, well, I guess really all mothers, if we're going to be honest about it, because all mothers buy gifts for their children. And if we're being more honest about it, I honestly can't tell you one time my father has went out and bought any type of bed sheet. So, realistically speaking, right, we have really good opportunity consistently in that market versus a car bundle where, like you said, the outside of the car, the stickered out look, the flag look, everyday look, for some, yes, the passionate fans, yes, but not for everybody, right? So while we have relevance to like that core market, that super hype, super engaged, will buy anything and everything Eagles market, okay?
Yeah.
We don't have what we really need, which is on the larger scale, right? Access to and relevance to more people or a larger potential customer base, and that's what's going to keep us in the game longer term. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So in this case, right, for the goal of, okay, fine, build long-term brand around it, a car bundle would not be on our list. However, that does not mean that it's a bad product idea. And it also doesn't mean that it's not bad to, not a bad idea to set up a funnel or two surrounding that in the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the future. Okay, so does that make sense? The explanation breaking down in the way that...
Yeah,
okay, cool. So let's go on to bundle number 3.
Alright, so I have like office bundle.
Mm-hmm.
So this I'm thinking of either office at work or more so like a home office. Like,
right.
When I go to take pictures of houses, I see lots of different like stuff in offices. So yeah, so like office bundles. So we got
kind of like memorabilia. Is that what I'm Is that what I'm hearing?
Exactly.
Okay.
There's memorabilia. So yeah, I have a few things here. So I have a mouse pad.
Mm-hmm.
Football display paperweight, or even they have like these little on the Fans Edge website. Essentially, they have like it's like a football with the team logo on it. That
right.
Paperweight. A stapler. I saw a stapler. Business card holder. Those look pretty nice. You know, put your business cards in.
Mm-hmm.
Memorabilia. Football helmet. Um, I saw like a calendar. You know, like a cheerleader calendar, or even team calendars. Um, and then bobbleheads. Bobbleheads I know are huge. And then more like memorabilia, like pictures and stuff. I saw lots of those.
All right. So let's break down the third bundle for me, right? What are the goods? What are the bads? What haven't we considered?
Okay, so for this bundle,
Mm-hmm.
you could, you know, I don't know.
Nah, go ahead. You're fine.
A lot of it, a few of them are like tools or like, yeah, things that you actually use.
Right.
So for instance, I don't even know what people use paperweights for. I just know people use them.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Memorabilia to, you know, add to your collection and to show pride and have it set up in your office. You know, whether it be like a lot of people, like you know, like alumni, like
Mm-hmm.
people from you know, they like to collect memorabilia from their
Right.
school, or obviously like if they win a Super Bowl or something, their favorite team, they like to have that in their office.
All right.
Uh,
So let's hit pause in the third bundle, right? Yeah, right. It's harder than it. It's easier than a lot of people make it out to be,
Really
but at the
good.
same time, yeah, it's a nuance. It's a science. So we're looking at the Go ahead.
I said I'm trying.
No, you're fine. You're doing better than most. Trust me when I say that. So we're looking at the memorabilia bundle, right? Right, and one of the things that one of the things that we consider when we talk about selling what is decoration or essentially, I don't want to call everything there paperweights, but for the moment, let's classify the memorabilia category as paperweights. Okay, what we would essentially be looking at is drawing a customer's appeal so strongly on, let's say, 2 or 3 items that they buy the bundle, which in itself is fine, but it doesn't meet our requirements as far as bundle synergy, right? So, for example, let's take you and I as an example, right? Let's say your favorite team is the Redskins, and say my favorite team are the Rams, okay? So, you get a...
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I'm a Cowboys fan.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry. I apologize. So let's say your favorite team is the Cowboys, and then my favorite team is still the Rams. All right. So you and I order from the same brand. Okay. Let's say we order from your brand, manlyofficebundles.com or whatever the brand is, and then you get your bundle. Right. Your bundle comes with the football, like you said, some sort of plastic or glass paperweight, something with some weight to it, so they feel like they got a good deal. And then let's just say a hat, right? And you love the football, you love the hat, but you hate the little plastic paperweight, right? And I get my bundle, and I just hate everything except for the football, right? Because the football is really why I wanted it. So what do we have here, right? Because essentially, at the bottom line, at the end of the day, if you're looking at, let's look at this in the light of selling, I guess, decorations or home decor, except this is home decor without direct function, like the bathroom, right? Like the bathroom stuff or the bedroom, per se. We're basically hoping people find everything in the bundle cool enough that the value matters. And if we're talking about marketing, then we're marketing more based on not even perception, right? Just based on engagement, based on how many people think that product would be cool. So while we could, go after the business execs, right? The I don't know, let's say the demographics of people who actually spend time in their home office, let's talk males 27 and up, right? Then really there's no one box we could put them all in per bundle, and see the same results as we could with the product synergy, right? The items you listed individually, the kind of more one-off, unique, oh my god, that's awesome items, we're going to get into, yes, but we're going to get into as more of a form of easy/simple acquisition and long-term revenue building versus building a brand from it, right? Because stuff like that, the stuff that people find cool, there's still a place for that stuff in our business, okay? It's an easy way to get people to talk, but it's mostly more on the acquisition front, the easy, quick money that we go after in order to get customers in the door versus stuff that actually generates the bulk of our income, in the long term. Okay? You have any questions before we move on to the next bundle?
No, I don't.
Okay. Let's go on to the next bundle.
Okay, so for this one, I have like a home bar bundle.
Okay.
But not everybody has home bars, so but
right.
I got a neon light, a beer glass, chill beer glasses, a bar stool,
right,
wall bottle opener, and like a dartboard. This could be like a man cave, basement bundle too.
Right.
It doesn't have to be a bar, so we can call it a man cave, bar, basement bundle.
Yeah. So the concept is here. The concept is good too because by calling it the man cave bundle, by giving it that specificity, while we do eliminate half the market we could actively target to, right? The women in their life, we don't exclude them from considering us as a viable product option for a gift, and that's specifically from the name alone, right? So when I say there's layers to this, right? So to take it a step further, the personal aspect of it, right? The aspect of customizing personal space, it gives it more of a branded feel, right? Kind of like the bathroom bundle, but now with a specific purpose. So that in itself, right? Your train of thought, not to interrupt you, but to stop you because you were on a really good idea and I don't want you to miss it. Your train of thought right there with the man cave bundle, that's the correct train of thought we're looking at for these long-term brands, right? So,
right.
Just a long way of saying thumbs up. Continue.
And there's a lot of things you can put in that. That's what I have,
Okay.
You could put, for instance, if they have a pool table, there's like, I saw billiard lights, There's like, you could even put more memorabilia stuff, You could put flags, you could put pennants, you could put so many different things and that type of thing,
Yeah. So let's say, let's add a type of man cave bundle to the list. I don't know if that's what we're going to call it, but just so we know what we're talking about, let's add that to the potential product list as well.
Okay.
But do you understand why that's a good idea? Why that's like...
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. I have to make sure, and then so I'll probably ask you if you understand more than any other person you'll ever coach with, just because it's important to me that you understand, because understanding the reason behind why all this works means you don't have to pay for coaching again. All right, yes. So we have two, but we're on a good roll. So let's take a look at the fifth bundle, right? What's the fifth bundle you had written down?
Okay, so the fifth one is just a game day bundle.
Okay.
I have a raincoat or poncho, koozie, umbrella. There's you could put the flag in there.
We could, in fact,
you
yes.
Could put like grilling items if people tailgating reasons. Yeah, so that's the last one that I have written down.
All right, that's interesting. You said game day bundle. We're not going to do a game day bundle, but look for a tailgate bundle. Okay.
Tailgate.
See if that exists. See, I told you I had good news. This call wasn't going to be 2 hours because I don't have to explain to you the common sense things I have to explain to other people, and that makes me so happy. Okay, so here's what we have now, right? We have... Go ahead. Were you gonna say something?
Hold on real quick.
Oh, all right, no problem.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Alright, we're good.
Okay. Train of thought. Let me think.
Tailgate bundle.
Wonderful.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Bundle.
When that tailgate bundle, we're after that. Okay, so here's where we are now, right? We have 3 reasonably solid ideas looking at it objectively, right? So here's what I want you to do. Which, see, this call has been so easy. People like you make my job so much easier, so thank you. Alright, now.
Well, let's include the bedroom bundle, even though I don't have it written down.
Well, here's what we're going to do, right, is we have 3, let's say, solid product templates, right, where there's good product synergy and there's potential for long-term growth. So we're going to take a look at it under a harder scope, okay? Now this is the final part. This is the whole thing where everybody's like, all right, where do I actually get into the market? So what we're going to do is we're going to create a product matrix, and all a product matrix is, it's going to determine how we build our site and how we run our advertising, right? A product matrix is a fancy way of saying mind map, so don't feel threatened, okay? It just looks like a matrix when you build it out, so that's what I call it.
Okay. It's what you did on that call.
All that breakdown. Here's why. Here's who we're targeting. How this goes into that and all that stuff. Yeah. So now that we have these 3, let's call them templates. Let's say really, really good shells for a brand. We're gonna do a little bit more research into them, right? So let's take the first bundle. The first bundle, which was the bathroom bundle on the list. We're going to look at immediate growth plan right now. Immediate growth plan is, let's say this bundle works. What is the easiest, the simplest, the literally direct next step for me to grow this business? Okay, so like you said, bedroom bundle. Okay, but we're going to classify that under the one shell of, let's just call them room bundles, okay, instead of bathroom bundle, bedroom bundle, okay? The reason we're doing that is because it gives us more of a fuller brand picture. It allows us to advertise either the entire product as a whole or certain aspects of that bundle to maximize engagement and traffic when we're launching. All right? So that's for, let's call this shell number 1, right? The room bundle number 1 is you're going to go out and you're going to find an additional 1. So 3 overall. We have the bathroom, we have the bedroom, well, we have the room, I guess. How do we want to classify this? I don't want to overwhelm you, so I don't want you to go into more detail. Let's keep it at 2 because we're going to start building on the next call. So let's not do 3. Let's keep it at 2 because the 2 that we have are good. We don't want to dilute them by trying to force something else together. Alright, so let's do 2. That one's actually pretty much done for you, the first shell. The second shell, what was our second shell we had written down?
Man cave bundle.
Okay, the man cave bundle, do 1 for that, right? Where we're looking at immediate progression. So, oh my god, these guys love their man cave bundle. Maybe, perhaps, they would like giant ass poster on the wall. Or giant printed picture of a ticket on the wall, which are both products that I have sold, and they sold very well. Do not ask me why. People are super sentimental. But that would be immediate progression, right? Like, oh, cool, they're going to use this, they're going to be down here, they're going to et cetera, and they love it. What can I give them next? Okay, immediate progression, all right? So we're going to do that. Go ahead.
So I'm trying to So what am I doing exactly?
Oh, you're just writing down an immediate progression. It's like writing down an idea for a different brand. However, this brand is specifically focused to be an extension to our current one, right? So let's say if you started off with bathrooms and moving on to the bedrooms would be a natural progression for that brand. The same way you starting off with selling what goes in a man cave, right? More home decor, your natural progression, obviously the next upsell would be something along the lines of something they just purchased, right? So natural progression is really... Go ahead.
I'm looking for another product that relates to the man cave.
That complements it. Think of it as an upsell product, but realistically, this product is less of an upsell and more of a plan for the next step. Which sounds like an upsell once you start building, you see how it comes into play. Okay. And then, what's the last one we had?
Tailgate bundle.
Okay. Tailgate bundle, I'm going to leave that as is. We're not going to do anything with that because the idea itself, it's a whole idea, and I could see us making that work. What's the nearest college by you? No, let's say major college.
The nearest college? There's quite a few.
Okay.
There's... You're talking about like big colleges?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people in my area go to like Virginia, University of Virginia, or Virginia Tech.
Okay.
The University of Maryland's actually our way. But yeah, it's like those Virginia schools, James Madison.
Okay.
Virginia Tech. And then, Maryland. Those are like the private biggest four.
Alright. So we're not, like I said, we're not going to do anything more with the tailgate bundle. Because chances are the tailgate bundle is a good idea. The more that I think about it, though, natural progression for the tailgate bundle. I don't want to give you something dead-ended, although it's wide. We're going to keep the tailgate bundle on the list. I want to do a tad bit more research. For the tailgate bundle, find out if there's anybody doing anything similar on the licensing front. I feel like there should be. I feel like we would have seen them by now during our research if they exist, but I'm going to look into that a little bit more myself as well. So here we are. We have 3 good ideas, and you're going to find an accent for one of the ideas. The man cave, the room we're not going to dilute with anything else, and the tailgate bundle is the tailgate bundle, okay? Those are our wonderful product ideas. Those are our brand ideas, etc., 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 right? Now, those bundles, the bundles you presented today, are made up of individual products, okay? So here's what I need you to do. For each product, right, kind of like I did today with not establishing brand relevance, but highlighting brand relevance. For example, the reason I would sell the bedding or the toiletries is because it's an ever-growing market, right? Stuff like that. For the products in the bundle, okay, for the individual products, I need you to write how you would target them for me, okay? And all this is, these are just examples, right? So, toothbrush, I would target those to frequent travelers, right? If it's easier for you to put a name to it, like, I would target St. Louis Ram toothbrushes to people who live in St. Louis, fine, feel free. Now we're looking at the specifics, right?
Okay.
What we are going to do moving forward, because normally this process is spread out over 2 more calls because we break down the matrices and then choose one and then break down that matrix again. I'm going to cut out the second call, right? So we're going to choose the product on the next call, and more than likely we're going to choose a brand name, which, by the way, is another one of your assignments for the bundles, right? All we're doing, just like the Man Cave bundle, simple name, secondary name if you must. To research, you could Google or look up on GoDaddy or what's the other site, or Alexa, okay? Alexa is just the traffic ranking site, alexa.org. Alright. Let's see. Anything else I missed on this particular call? All right, so we got our 3 products. We got our shells. We have your assignments. Our next call, right? Our call that hopefully I want to do on Monday is going to be our kickoff call. So we're going to settle on a product. We're going to blow it out into the matrix, right? Like what you saw I did on video with that guy. And we're going to start the designing / building process, okay? That process, the design process, will probably take about a week, and I want to say 2 days. We're about 2 days behind when normally would have had this information, so let's give us an extra 2 days. And then our development will probably take less than a week once that design's up and approved. Again, for the whole design, website setup aspect of it, you don't need to do anything until we choose a brand name and a product on Monday. Okay.
Okay.
So that's it for the whole.
So we're choosing just one product.
Yeah, and we're creating I say product, I mean bundle, and then we're creating a brand out of it, right?
Okay.
And then that brand, the reason I have you finding accents, the reason I have you breaking down the individual targeting of these products is because while we're creating one brand surrounding one major product, there are going to be a lot of, I say a lot, not necessarily a lot, but there are going to be some easy sale funnels, right? Driving traffic, some easy introduction driving, let's call it engagement traffic, right? Highly targeted users. Hey, get this for either a low price or free or whatever to the store before we make that initial upsell before we go, full-blown mainstream advertising. So that's the plan. The next step is simply just picking a product and building the brand around it. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
So this is going to be it for the whole long-winded research calls, blah, blah, all that stuff. The design element of it is not a necessity. Now our focus, right after the call on Monday, now our main focus is ad creatives. So putting out high quality creatives that will actually net us sales, right? They'll actually bring us in sales, and doing ad research, and ad research we'll go over on not Monday's call, but the call after that, after we get the ball rolling with the design, the development, and all that stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions, comments, or concerns about where we're heading?
Nope, sounds good. It's exciting.
All right. So like I said, this is officially the end of this call. You have everything that you need to do written down for the call on Monday, correct?
Correct. So I'll just go over it real quick. So
Yep.
for the room and tailgate bundles, I'm not really doing much except for telling how each product, how I'm going to target them.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the man cave bundle, I'm looking for an upsell product or a plan to move along the business or that brand.
Right.
And then once again, finding target for each product, and then looking for brand, or trying to think of brand names for each bundle, correct?
Correct. All right, so that's it for.
I'm not the most creative guy when it comes to names.
That's fine. If you need help, we'll come up with something. Probably not Monday. Actually, good point. If you need help, hit me up over the weekend so we could work on some names together. All right.
All right, sounds good.
Cool. Anything else? Then you know how to reach me. All right.
All right, sounds good. Thanks,
all right.
Justin.
Yep. You have a good night.
Too.